Tonight, our special bulletin. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Zahra Sayed. As Israel's war on Hamas enters its second week, the Palestinians are facing an unbelievable carnage. At the time of writing, at least 1,900 Palestinians have been killed. Out of them, 700 killed are children. 7,600 Palestinians have been injured due to Israel's indiscriminate bombing. 423,000 Palestinians have been displaced. The World Health Organization has issued a stark warning that only 24 hours of water, electricity, and fuel are left. There are reports that Hamas has launched rockets towards Jerusalem today. Claims from Egypt's security sources of a ceasefire in southern Gaza are met with denial by both Israel and Hamas. Israel is amassing troops, tanks, and weaponry along the Gaza border. Experts say chances of a ground invasion is very high. The World Health Organization says since the onset of Israel's war, over 110 healthcare facilities in Gaza and the West Bank have been targeted. The European Union has announced plans for a humanitarian air bridge operation to Egypt. The operation will comprise multiple flights. It will deliver essential supplies to humanitarian organizations operating in Gaza. Russian President Vladimir Putin has committed support to resolve the ongoing conflict. Putin held a phone call with Netanyahu to discuss the ongoing situation. Putin has also communicated with the presidents of Iran, Syria, Egypt, and Palestinian Authority. He is advocating for an immediate ceasefire. Egypt is keeping its borders along the Gaza Strip closed. It is completing the construction of a concrete wall to stop the Palestinians attempting to flee Israeli bombardment. The Rafah border is a critical escape route from Gaza to Egypt. A senior official from Gaza's security says the border is now indefinitely closed. The move comes after Israel declared war on Hamas and started bombing relentlessly on the Gaza Strip on October 8th. Cairo began construction of a concrete wall along Gaza's border in 2020. Online images show Egypt fast-tracking the construction. The closure is preventing Palestinians from escaping the bombardment, and it is also halting the efforts to provide urgent aid supplies to the Strip. Although the Egyptian government and military control the Rafah border crossing, an agreement with Israel says that supplies entering Gaza require approval from Tel Aviv. This week, Egypt's President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi ruled out the entry of Palestinians into Egypt's territory. Sisi said that Gazans should, quote, stay steadfast and remain on their land. Iran is cautioning Israel of a potential regional crisis if its military proceeds with a ground invasion in Gaza. Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian has given Israel a stern warning. He says that the conflict could widen, affecting various fronts if Israel continues its onslaught, particularly endangering children in Gaza. So far, Iran has denied direct involvement in Hamas attacks, but is actively seeking diplomatic avenues to stop the violence. He is in talks with several leaders in the Middle East. The conflict has also put a pause on the warming of diplomatic ties between Saudi Arabia and Israel. Israel, on the other hand, is targeting strategic locations in Syria. It has also reinforced its northern frontier against attack from Hezbollah. Hezbollah is a Shia militant group based in Lebanon. Scotland is actively stepping up by providing relief for Gaza. The Scottish government is providing more than $600,000 to the United Nations Relief and Works Agency. The news comes as the UN agency is urgently calling for aid amidst the humanitarian crisis unfolding in the Gaza Strip. The agency will use the funds to provide food, shelter, and health amenities to the residents of the besieged Strip. First Minister Hamza Yusuf is stressing for an immediate need for the establishment of a humanitarian corridor. Yusuf says a humanitarian corridor can help in transporting life-saving supplies to the region. The Scottish Minister of Development is expressing concern for the innocents caught in the crossfire of the Israel-Gaza conflict. He says there is a dire need to assist civilians who find themselves ensnared in the hostilities with no escape route. United Nations Relief and Works Agency spokesperson acknowledges Scotland's substantial support. She's calling the donation as an exceedingly compassionate move. Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi and the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman have spoken over the phone about the escalating violence between Israel and Hamas. This significant phone call marks their first discussion since the restoration of diplomatic relations between Tehran and Riyadh. Both Raisi and bin Salman discussed Islamic unity. The leaders agree that the current U.S. support for Israel's acts will embolden its rhetoric. The Crown Prince says there is a dire need to respect international humanitarian law. He says that the kingdom is engaging with global and regional authorities aiming to seize the current intensification of violence. Tens of thousands across the globe are rallying to support Palestinians. These global protests resonate with a single message, condemning Israel's heavy assaults and calling for stronger support for the Palestinian cause. The chants "Free Palestine" and "Crush the Zionists" echo in many locations. Thousands have been gathering in New York for Palestine, accusing Israel of genocide and demanding the U.S. halt its Israeli support. In Miami, around 2,000 supporters gathered, calling for peace. There have been marches in Los Angeles, Dearborn, Manchester, Edinburgh, Glasgow, and London to show solidarity with Palestinians. There also have been pro-Palestinian rallies in Geneva, Turin, Dublin, Rabat, and Auckland. In Milan, approximately 5,000 protesters marched in support of Palestine, while Stockholm witnessed crowds of hundreds gathered for Palestine. Despite a ban on pro-Palestinian demonstrations in France, several groups gathered to advocate for the rights of Palestinians. Indonesian Islamic leaders have appealed to mosques globally, urging prayers for peace in Gaza. During Friday prayers in Bahrain, chants of "Death to Israel" arose. Iraq's Tahrir Square saw more than 500,000 supporters. Makkah's imam has prayed for divine help for Palestinians. Lebanon has witnessed mass rallies from all regions. Its militant group Hezbollah has voiced unwavering support for Gaza. In Iran, there has been a widespread demonstration with flag burnings and chants against Israel. Streets in Sana'a, Yemen, have also been filled with supportive declarations. Pakistan's major cities have also seen pro-Palestine rallies. Egypt's state-controlled sermons have held brief prayers for Palestinians. The United Arab Emirates remain silent on the matter. Thank you for watching. Our news is produced by Muslim Network TV, which is a not-for-profit organization. We need your support for donations. Please scan the QR code on our broadcast or visit muslimnetwork.tv to donate now so we can continue to amplify the voices of Muslims in Canada and abroad. Assalamu alaikum.